Welcome to Firebreathing Kittens, an actual play podcast. Every episode microplot is a complete adventure with a beginning and an end that fits into the overarching macroplot of the whole season. Because they stand sturdily on their own, you can listen to these adventures in any order and can skip any you don't enjoy. But I do hope you don't skip this one. Today, we're playing using the combat mechanics and skill check mechanics from a game called Blade Runner. It's our first time playing, so we might, almost certainly will, make some mistakes. If you enjoy these mechanics, you can find Blade Runner on Free League Publishing. Build your own Blade Runner character and play a game with friends. And speaking of friends, today we are joined by Hefty.
Hi everybody, I'm Hefty Didelphus. I am a possum wearing a beautiful evening wear tonight. Have you ever seen a dog or a cat in a pink tutu? Picture a possum wearing a pink tutu and carrying a ukulele. My battle stats for today are that in Blade Runner, I am a city speaker. Speak long enough to the city, it speaks back to you. You've got rats in every gutter, pigeons on every rooftop, opossums under every porch. I have a D8, which is a C rating in strength, agility, mobility, and I have a D rating, which is a D6 in medical aid, observation, tech, stealth, stamina, hand-to-hand combat, and force. I have a B rating, which is a D10 in empathy and intelligence, and an A rating in manipulation, insight, and connections. Oh, I have 4 as my maximum health and 6 as my maximum resolve. So if you hear me losing hit points, and if I lose 4, you know what happens. I'm going to roll on the critical injury table.
Yeah, well, hopefully Hefty doesn't get to that point today. Especially accompanied by fellow fire-breathing kitten, Tracey.
Hey there, how's it going? It's Tracey Cavorte. I am a fairly short jackalope type fella. I'm sitting at a very strong 3'2", and tonight I am wearing the best tuxedo that I could find in somebody's empty apartment, and I am ready to go to wherever I'm going. Today I am the class of skimmer, which means that I got a lot of dirt under my nails or whatever it is that like jackalopes have. I got that, and I got the text really small so I can't read it, but I'm a skimmer, which means I'm basically like I'm under the dirt, but for justice and the like. So I'm a skimmer. I got C in strength and an A in agility, a D in intelligence. I don't know. I didn't make this. Apparently, that's what they think. I got a B in empathy, and however that rolls out. All right. Introduction done.
Great introductions. So for Blade Runner, this is a game where it does have ability checks, primarily around fighting mechanics, but also mystery solving. Blade Runner is inherently a mystery and moral conundrum sort of game. So that's what we're going to be focusing on. So today, Hefty and Tracey, you two have made your way over to Jezik, a coastal country, and specifically to the city of Manila, which is a port city on the coast. You are attending a gala at the Manila Convention Center. Specifically, Hefty, you were invited as the keynote entertainer for the Ethical Practices for Animals Gala, where they are raising money to try and fund a personal project that you find very meaningful, having no kill traps for animals. Now, you were allowed a +1, and Tracey was invited. And so now, on this beautiful coastal night with a warm breeze and the ocean waves in your ears, you arrive at the convention center. And outside is a very small group of people with pickets. They have signs saying, "No kill?" ? "Not safe!" ! And they seem to be held on the side they're, peacefully protesting somewhat, as everyone in these beautiful evening gowns and tuxedos enter into the convention center for the gala.
I don't know, it seems a bit odd to me to have people protesting against like not killing things that are like currently already alive.
I
I
do
guess.
understand. Because when you have a kill trap, the skunk is dead. When you don't have a kill trap, then you have to let the skunk, which was not your target. It's not why you wanted to catch things. Let's say you're going for a groundhog and you get a skunk. If it's a kill trap, oops, you killed a skunk. If it's not a kill trap, now you have to let the skunk out and it's going to spray you. And imagine if it's a havalamp. If it's a havalamp, you're going to get bitten and then you're going to turn into a havalamp. So see, it's not safe. You got to, sometimes some things are worth killing right away. But if you kill things, what if you catch like a cat or a small dog or even worse, a possum?
Right, I see what you're saying. I'll be honest, I didn't totally read up on exactly what the cause is for this. I just wanted to go.
Yeah, bright lights, big city, fancy dresses, and small food.
Yeah, everything I've ever wanted. I will fully indulge myself. I could not find the bow tie that went with the suit. I guess the guy who owns it, or the guy who owns it, didn't get a bow tie. So I made one out of Scotch tape.
I'm sure no one will notice that.
Well, it is a fashion statement. It's a transparent bow tie. Who else is going to have that?
There's a member of the staff, another jackalope like you, Tracey, dressed in a very nice vest, very clearly some kind of server or staff member here, ushering you both in. And he's only just like a little bit taller than you, but he looks at your bow tie and he like reaches out to just kind of like grab some of like your fur and like straighten it out, and it like sticks, and he's just like, that's quite the fashion statement there.
Yeah, thank you. I try my best. One day you'll get there.
And then he turns to Hefty and in her little pink tutu, and he also does the same thing. He goes and just like pats it down a little bit, straightens out your fur, says, You're looking beautiful. I was told that you're the main entertainer for tonight.
That's correct.
Here, let me go and escort you. Unfortunately, I can't take your pal here backstage, but you can come on with me.
Hey, that's fine with me. All the food is out here.
Okay. So he ushers you both in, and you see it's a very well decorated place. So the convention itself has like glass walls and paneling that makes it reminiscent of like the sail on a sailboat. And they have put a bunch of little twinkling lights such that it reflects all throughout the windows. So it kind of looks like you're like in a sea of stars while you're there. And so there's a big main stage near the back of the convention hall. And in the very center, there is a pedestal with a large glass box. And within the glass box, you can see a gold watch, like a gold pocket watch with diamond tips and studs all over it. And there's a big sign that says auction, main, or it says auction, primary good for sale, Casa Nova Scotia pocket watch. And so it's like here in the center of everything. And around it, there are like little tables, like the circular tables where you can stand and just kind of like eat your little finger foods and whatnot. And there are a bunch of other people milling around. So Hefty, you're taken over to the backstage. And while you're preparing, Tracey, you can go ahead and just do a little bit of exploration. I mean, it is a gala. The entertainment's going to start soon, but is there anything you'd like to do before it begins?
find the nearest food table and just indulge immediately.
There's actually not a single table for food. They just have roaming servers going around.
Wow, this is real fancy. I'm gonna stop the nearest server and just go, hey there, I'll take this. I just take the tray.
Oh, sir, you're not actually...
It's okay. Hey, no, it's okay. I was invited. Okay, good. You have a nice day. You have a nice day. Take this. Get yourself something nice. I just put the food in one of the food in their hand.
She just like looks at it, like places it back on your plate because your hands have already touched it, and just like rushes back to the kitchen.
Hey, more for me.
So as you're milling around, there's a man human man in a very well pressed tailcoat tux. Very clearly quite wealthy and has like a little bit of accessories and accoutrement that kind of hint at some kind of like hunter, whether it's big game or small game or fishing. He's got all kinds of different accessories. And he comes over and looks down at you, and then looks at the tray in your hand, and he says, I thought the servers were supposed to be more refined at this establishment.
Oh, yeah. I thought so too, but for some reason they were unwilling to hand over this tray.
Oh, you're a guest?
Yup, I was invited. I'd shove another one into my face. Another one.
I see. Well, can you believe the company, not only that they're having at this gala, but who they're having perform? I mean, a speaking possum.
Hey, I know that speaking possum. I'm pretty sure at one point, before we even knew each other, we were in the same dumpster at one point. So I would take offense in their behalf.
And you can kind of see like the pursed lips, the raised eyebrows looking down his nose. And he just says, animals always stick together.
Sometimes from the result of Scotch tape.
Well, I'm going out to seek better company. And he goes off and looks, like passes by the watch in the center, gives it a good like up and down. He's checking it out, and then goes off and walks somewhere else. All right. Hefty, backstage, the jackalope that escorted you, says, some time passes, you're preparing, and then the jackalope server that has helped you says, all right, well, oh, he turned Southern. Interesting. I'm just not going to do an accent. I can't keep that one. All right. Well, if you've got everything you need, you can go ahead and wait for the curtain to open. You've got everything set?
Yeah.
Okay. Break a leg, knock him. Well, break a leg. Well, good luck.
Oh, don't say that. I'll play dead.
Play dead.
I flop on my back and my tongue lolls out and like I drool on the floor
And I'm like, all the bad luck just killed me. There we go. Taken care of.
You can see it kind of gives, like, he's trying to like stifle a laugh. And then he composes himself and he says, okay, cool. Well, if you need anything, you just let me or anybody else know. And he heads off. And the crew goes around and says, T-minus 1 minute. And they count down. Everybody's getting ready. And you can hear beyond the curtain someone announcing, everybody, please now pay attention. We are about to begin our program for the night. We have a special performance by a particular advocate of no-kill traps that the Ethical Practices for Animals organization has been keeping an eye on for quite some time. And then after that, we will be having our auction for the Grand Casanova Scotia pocket watch. And then crew behind is like, 30 seconds, 20, 10. And then the presenter in front, give it up for Hefty Delphis. Woo! Claps all around and the curtain parts. There's a large spotlight centered right on you, Hefty.
I hold the ukulele up to the spotlight. It sparkles. I've bedazzled it for this evening. And I say to the crowd,
I know what you all want tonight. It's a pirate shanty.
I know it's what I wanted.
This is all for me grog. It was originally written before 1740 and therefore is not in copyright.
Yeah,
Good
not
loophole.
copyright. More cheers.
I'm sick in my head and I haven't been to bed since I first came ashore with me plunder. I've seen centipedes and snakes and my head is full of aches, and I'll have to take a path from way out yonder. And it's all for me grog, me jolly jolly grog.
all of the people in the audience at this point lift their grog and clink glasses.
Woo!
I lift my tray.
All for me beer and tobacco. Well, I've spent all my tin with the ladies drinking gin. Far across the western ocean I must wander.
Wow! Wild applause.
Because they know alcohol good.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's holding up their champagne glasses. Servers are going around refilling all of them.
They're all very drunk.
Everyone loves it. It speaks to the soul. No one was quite expecting a pirate shanty, but really they just didn't know that they really wanted a pirate shanty.
There's a reason why a song from 1740 is still beloved today.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers!
Cheers. There's a cry that goes up, a big rah, and everyone seems to be having a good time. And then suddenly someone screams. Ah! The spotlight wavers and then finally centers on the middle of the convention center where the pocket watch is gone.
No.
Tracey!
I say disappointedly into the mic.
No, it wasn't me. I was gonna do it. I mean, I wasn't gonna do it at all. I was not planning on anything.
There is a huge hubbub as all of the guests are just astounded that the primary auction good, the way they were going to raise even more money for this initiative that they all care about, is suddenly gone. Someone cries, "Who could have done this?" And another person says, "It has to have been one of those protesters outside." And then someone else says, "But there's no way any of them was let in." And then you hear a voice ring out, "That's right. Nobody is going in or out of this convention center until we solve this mystery." And you see before you someone, Tracey, that you have heard of, but have never actually met in person. Capri Deirdruff. Does that name ring a bell?
It does ring a bell. I'm not certain exactly what bell it rings, but it is in the section of bells in the back of my brain that are like not good bells that should not be rung.
Exactly. So you have never actually met Capri. I want to say Capri. You've never actually met her in person before, but you know of her because she has been trying to chase you down for quite a while. And you finally see her because she steps forward right into the center of the room where the empty box is and where the spotlight is shining. She is a human with short brown hair and brown eyes, and she's dressed in a very stylish suit and trench coat. And she looks around and says, I got a tip that someone was going to try and steal this valuable watch tonight. And I got here just a little too late to stop it. But I am a seasoned detective, and I can definitely help track down. In fact, I think I already know who has done it. And she turns right to you, Tracey. You! And everyone just looks and stares at you.
I try to point to myself and accidentally drop the tray.
The clatter just rings out in the astounded silence.
My bad.
What have you got to say for yourself, Tracey?
That I fully understand your suspicion, but I did not do it.
Oh, yeah? Prove it.
How exactly do I prove that I don't have something? I throw up my hands, like, there's nothing in them.
If you're so sure of your innocence, then you should find the person who did do this.
What?
Also, empty your pockets. Now.
What? Well, I mean...
So many small foods fall out of the pockets.
I have a lot of, like, personal items. Do I have to?
Yes, you have to. And then there are a bunch of people that start crowding around like, are you the one who stole this?
Okay, all right, fine. I'll empty out my pocket. And I empty out my pockets, and it's mostly food from trays, but also like a couple of random metal items, some sort of like money clip with no money, and a couple of necklaces. Yeah, I don't remember how those got in there.
You don't remember how these necklaces got in your pockets? They're not even yours?
Look, I mean, the suit doesn't even belong to me, or I'm borrowing it from a friend.
The suit doesn't belong to you, huh? Just another thing in your long list of things that you've stolen?
I borrowed it without asking.
There is nothing you can do, Tracey, short of finding someone who actually did do this that will convince me that you're not the culprit.
Okay, well, I don't want to show you up at your own job, because I'm a pretty seasoned detective myself at thinking, but just in case, I better confer with my associate real quick to come up with a plan of how exactly and how fast we're going to fulfill that request.
Well, don't think that you can sneak out of here. I've already locked all the exits.
Wow, that was really fast.
Something tells you that she's been planning this for a while.
So I'm just gonna go talk to the very respected invited guest, also who is my friend.
She just like stares daggers at you.
I can just feel the stares in my back as I'm walking over to Hefty. She does not give up. Hefty, I know this is probably a long shot, but is there any chance that you stole the wine?
No.
That's not good.
But good news. Someone did.
You're right. Problem is that I kind of fit most, if not all, of the boxes of that someone who did.
Good news. There's more than just you and me in this room.
You are correct. There are multiple people in this room who could have potentially done it. I should not have loudly complained. I mean, what's the word for when you say something about how good you are at something? I should not have loudly bragged about being a good detective. I'm pretty good at shaking people up, but I am not good at thinking very hard.
That's okay. Process of elimination. There's only so many people in this room, and someone did. So there's a right answer somewhere.
You're correct again. I'm so glad you're the smart one out of the two of us.
The possum is very pleased.
So, I guess the biggest thing right off the bat is like, was that watch just stolen right in the middle of the event? See, when I was thinking in my head how I would steal it, which of course I didn't, I was thinking I would like cause some sort of power outage, but I think I would have noticed if something like that happened. So somebody just stole it in broad, whatever daylight is getting in here.
That means that they used the grog as a distraction, which means that they don't like alcohol, which means that maybe that was their blackout, you know? Like, that was their lights out moment. They used our blackout for their blackout.
Okay. I like where your head's at. About maybe the song part being the distraction. But I think we're maybe gonna table the everybody simultaneously had an alcohol blackout idea.
Who's not drunk? Breathalyze the whole crew. And whoever's not very, very drunk did it.
Okay, we probably shouldn't go that route because I had food in my hands. I never drank anything. So that would also lead back to me. Maybe we gotta ask somebody who's important here if there's like security cameras or something. Because I know when I usually get caught doing things that I've never done before, it's usually caught on security cameras. So maybe they got those here.
Capri, did you have a camera fixed on the watch?
As a matter of fact, I did. She pulls over one of the staff. And it's the same jackalope. He seems to be the head of staff here, despite his younger age. And she says, "We had a camera there, right?" Yeah. Let's go in back and we can take a look at it. So you guys are escorted to the back, and outside of all the glitz and glamour, the actual inner workings of the convention center are very, very sterile. You know, this is just used to get back and forth, to store things, to make sure things are running on time, right? So there's a little back room, and they go in, and you can see a series of cameras, and it's all turned off. And Capri looks at the server staff member and says, "I thought that this was supposed to be turned on." And he says, I was turned on when we started the event. I don't know what to tell you."
This is why we employ like a Paul Blart type character to sit in front of the monitors.
And I lean into Hefty a little bit like, okay, now I know for sure I didn't do it because I would never think that far ahead.
The server just looks over at you, Tracey, and just says, "You're a real mastermind, aren't you?"
Hey, thanks. I try.
Mm-hmm. And now at this point, Capri is just like, oh, well, I mean, I still think you did it, Tracey, because you would, but...
I don't mean to argue against your job or anything, but I'm pretty sure a detective is supposed to have a lot more going for them than just like a pretty strong feeling. You know, evidence is a very important thing.
Also, you seem like you'd be really confused by more than one criminal being in a place at a time. Whoa, no. Now who did it? Why don't we just pat everybody down as they, are still here?
Yeah. I mean, of course I was going to do that, but...
Do you have, like, other cops here? Are you the only one here?
I was... this is a personal project. So it's... So I guess, in the spirit of the law, innocent until proven guilty, I need to ask for your help. Tracey and Hefty. I don't really mind Hefty so much. I can't believe I have to ask for your help.
Hey, I wouldn't believe it either, but I've actually done some pretty amazing good things recently, so maybe I'm getting up there. I'm glad I reached this point because it's pretty cathartic for me.
Well, I guess the best thing to do would be I mean, we can probably split up and try and find clues on our own.
Can we pat everybody down?
I mean, if they'll let you, we don't really have a warrant or anything. But yeah, I think that's as good a place to start as any, asking permission to pat them down.
We're just gonna randomly grope strangers?
Okay, there's a technique to it, Tracy.
Yes. I was going to randomly. But we could make a little booth and have a booth for all the genders. That way people can be properly patted down by someone they feel comfortable with. And then we can say that if they do this, they can leave right now. And then there's some incentive. Be like, if you're willing to subject yourself to this, you can leave. But we don't want them to leave, right? We want to continue the fundraiser.
Okay, so let me just say this outright.
Yeah.
I know you locked all the doors, but are we certain there is no other way that somebody could escape right now while all the people who especially care about where it went is in the same closed off to the side room?
You mean like having a holding center?
No, I mean like a secret back door, or like a maintenance hatch, or like a skylight to rappel through, or like a window that you can break while screaming Plan B at the top of your voice.
The staff speaks up. I guess we do. We've got a catwalk up above where, that's how we hang some of the lights sometimes or do other stuff to decorate.
I got it. So let's go up on the catwalk, and they could have stolen it from up there with like a rope or some kind of grappling hook of some kind where they threw it down from the catwalk and just lifted it up to the catwalk location. It seems pretty likely.
So we check the catwalk and maybe we resort to patting everybody down, but we still want them to donate money, so maybe not. I'm sure it's insured.
I hope it's insured.
Yeah, it's insured. So we just check the catwalk and then we continue the donations and we use the insurance filing. That's fine.
Yeah, and then we can just go through the whole process of submitting that claim and getting through all the bureaucracy. That sounds like another excellent adventure from the Firebreathing Kittens.
Do we have any divination wizards? I'm not one. Tracy, how is your divination?
Pretty divin bad.
Well then, all right, let's start with the catwalk. Let's go there.
Okay.
I turned to the server, so how do we get up to the place where cats walk?
Here, you can just follow me. And he leads you guys up there. There's a staircase up in the back part of the convention center. You can go up, and then it's actually a very vast network of catwalks up here. You just can't see it because there's a little bit of disguising or hiding magic, that prevents it from being seen during events. So you guys make it up to the catwalk. We're going to do our first roll of the game because you're going to need to make a mobility skill check. This is a very high place and there is a risk of falling if you are not careful enough.
I have a C in mobility, which is a D8, and that's a skill under the agility attribute, which I also have a C in, which is also a D8. So I'm going to roll 2 D8s, and then if I get any 6s, that's a success.
And
D8s are the ones that look like 2 pyramids? Yeah.
Yes.
A 3 and a 4.
Oof.
I'm not mobile. I'm a possum. Have you ever seen a possum on a fence? It's not like a cat.
It's very lumbering. Yeah.
Well, I actually have an A in agility and an A in mobility. So I got a 12 and a 7.
Oh, wow.
That's 3 successes.
3 successes. Wow.
So for the listener, anything above a 6 is a success, and anything above a 10 is 2 successes.
So you just needed 1 success. So Tracy, I'll let you choose. With your other success, you can either help Hefty get across, or like, you know, walk through the catwalks, or you can use it towards you know, an even better mobility success for you.
Or like a clue?
Yes, potentially.
Get the clue. I'll fall onto something soft.
Well, I was gonna help you, but I guess if that's your preference, I'll put it towards finding some clue through great mobility.
Okay. So, you guys start walking, but Hefty immediately loses her balance and is hanging on by a single little paw. You go to help her, but she's like, no.
I point to something I saw.
What's over
I
there?
use my hand to point, and that's why I let go before you can reach me.
You used the hand that was holding on to point.
Yes, I did.
So Hefty, you fall. And thankfully it's a far fall. But you land on something soft. And that thing exclaims, "Oh my goodness." Ugh. Because you have landed on a person that you have only seen in a vision, but is still somewhat potentially familiar to you. But before we go to that, we're going to go to Tracey here. Tracey, you basically dance across the catwalk. And you're going over to where Hefty pointed, and you see something. It's a little mechanical box, and it doesn't seem to be attached to anything in here.
I see. A mechanical box, and this is is it located? How close am I to being above where the pocket watch was?
It is pretty far off from to the side, so it's on the other side of the convention center.
Okay, well,
So
still
pretty far.
suspicious.
Yes.
But I wish it was like some kind of like item pull-upper box, but I guess we're gonna have to go down a different route.
Why don't you make a tech check for me to see if you can figure out what this mechanical box is?
Oh, that will go much worse, but okay.
You never know. You know, you might luck out.
Oh, hey, I rolled a 3 and a 6.
Oh, well, you got a 6. I'm pretty sure that's a success, right?
I think so, actually.
Yeah.
The D6 only has like 1 in 6 chance to actually succeed. I can't believe it based on my luck up until now on this show.
Okay. So you're like, oh man, there's no way I can tell what. Wait a second. And you actually recognize it as it is actually there are some devices out there that hold magical spells on a timer, essentially. And so you have found a device that basically casts a spell at a particular time based on, you know, when the person who uses it sets it. So you don't know what spell it does contain or had contained, but you do know that this was potentially something that might have helped during the theft of the item.
I see. And I immediately turn around and I'm like, you actually, I think I do. I might know what this is. I recognize it from the times that I've done or at least been accused of crime. This is one of those timed doohickeys that cast magic doohickeys.
Both Capri and the staff member are like legitimately shocked and surprised that you know what this is.
Hey, I'm right there with you.
Well, and Capri is just like, what spell did it use? When was it used?
Okay. Now you're asking for like 2 miracles in the span of 1 minute. Be satisfied with that one. Is there any way that I could know what kind of spells get?
Well, you have rolled your tech roll, so I that's something where I would have given you more information if you'd gotten another success. So maybe you could try asking Hefty or maybe someone else in the crowd.
Right. I'm good. Maybe I can yell down to them and then unceremoniously toss it.
Yeah. I also have a D6, a D in tech. So maybe the crowdsource this one, like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Ask the audience.
I could poll the crowd. Like, hey, this spell was probably used for the crime. I'm actually not going to do that. Because I'll be honest, even I know that's a bad idea, but, there's probably something we could do with that.
Okay. Did you end up dropping it towards Hefty?
Hold on a sec. If I were hypothetically to toss it to Hefty, what skill would that use?
I would say, well, since you're dropping it, it doesn't really need force. So I'll say, let's say stealth. Just because, like, the only agility skills are firearms, mobility, and stealth. And then the strength ones are force, hand-to-hand combat, and stamina. So I think between force and stealth, I guess I could do another mobility one, but let's do stealth.
That one will definitely work. Mobility.
Well, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think mobility or stealth would be better? Probably mobility, actually.
I honestly, I agree with you. There's not anything that would directly connect to dropping an item. I don't know, some kind of precision.
I mean, like, I guess the firearms is kind of like precision oriented. It's not like you're shooting Hefty with it, but like in terms of like aiming to a target.
If you can throw a wrench, you can throw a ball. If you can, shoot a firearm, you can throw a box.
Yeah. You know what? Let's use the firearms check to see if you can drop the box where, like, on target.
All right. I just want to say, just for the sake of bringing it up, that my stats for firearms and stealth are exactly the same, so I do the same roll either way.
But the flavor is different. Oh, no. That sounds like a bad laugh.
I see my old luck has returned to me because I rolled a 4 and a 2.
Oof. Okay.
Maybe in a moment I will need you to hit the person I'm talking to in the head with a mechanical box.
That is very possible because while you were up there gathering that clue, Hefty had fallen into the arms of the man who was wearing all of that hunting paraphernalia, and he is looking just absolutely disgusted at what has just fallen in his hands, and he immediately drops you, Hefty. It's like, ugh, disgusting.
I am used to this response. I'm not a cat. Mm-mm.
No. But he looks down and says, there's a vermin problem in this convention center.
You know what you're attending, right? The live trap fundraiser?
Of course I do, but he bends down and kneels. Just between you and me, I'm on the side of the protesters. And he is just about to go and try and actually, like, grab you when ka-thunk, something hits him on the head. And he grabs his, ah!
I yell up from the catwalk that I guess is disguised by magic, like, sorry!
I said, no, that was good. That was good, Tracey.
Oh, in that case, I'm not sorry.
And then of all the situations in which a possum could be grabbed by a hunter, the possum being the key performer at the gala and wearing a tutu means that people are paying attention to me. And I have a ukulele. So this is going to whittle down their hit points. It's going to be an attack, but in flavor, it's going to be a crowd rallying call. So that means that there's more songs coming. If you're skipping ahead every time there's a song, this is yet that information that you should press the skip button. What happens is Hefty picks up her ukulele and her eyes aren't that big, but she tries to make them as big as they can be. and look plaintively at the people around her. And she goes, "What shall we do with the hunter who's here? What shall we do with the hunter who's here? What shall we do with the hunter who's here? Sneaking in our gala." And then I'm going to try to make them all lift him like a mosh pit. Hooray, and up she rises, hooray, and up she rises, hooray, and up she rises, early in the morning. And then they're now carrying him on the shoulder if this roll works. And like 6 people have one part of him, and they're all mosh pit raising him. And they're like gonna throw him onto the stage to question him. And the next part of Drunken Sailor, a song from the 1830s that is out of copyright, is put him in the longboat till he's sober. So I'm going to say, throw him on the stage and ask him questions. Throw him on the stage and ask him questions. Throw him on the stage and ask him questions till we find the watch.
Very nice. Why don't you go ahead and roll a connection skill check?
Hey, that's a D12. And attribute is empathy. That's a D10.
Nice.
The D10 is the most delicious one. No, the D12 is the most delicious one. And the D10 is the one with the percentiles. Okay. All right.
The most delicious one?
Yeah, look at the dice. Which one do you want to eat? That's your D12.
But no, never mind.
Point to the dice. Which of them is candy?
No, that's
your
fair.
D12. A 6 and a 10. That's 3 successes. Oh,
That is fantastic. So not only do they mosh him over to the stage, a bunch of people actually go and like one of them takes off their tie and like ties his hands together. The other one just like sits and makes sure that like his legs aren't going anywhere. Like everyone works together. You have turned them into a controllable frothing mob.
Whoa. Now that's the true power of a bard.
Exactly. So, given your 3 successes, not even just 1 or 2, your 3 successes, I'll also allow that you can control this crowd in whatever way you need to with respect to this man up on stage.
Okay, I think they're going to shake their finger at him.
Wag,
Wag, wag, wag, wag. Judgment. And I think they're going to slightly boo him.
Boo. Boo.
Yeah. And start asking him questions. Probably like if you guys want to rejoin the party up.
Yep. They so Tracey, Capri, and the staff member, whose name you still haven't asked for, have come down and are now standing with you, Hefty, to question this man.
We come down and I think I missed a big portion because I look up and see the mob all tying down this one man on the stage. I'm like, okay, I kind of thought the center of attention, like far as the investigation go, would be on me, but clearly something of import has happened while I was gone.
This guy uses kill traps.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's like the one thing that we're not supposed to be doing here.
So the guy on the stage says, "All right, so you've got me. I'm one of those protesters from outside, and I've infiltrated your event. What of it?"
Why did you wear hunter paraphernalia inside? Not very good disguise.
Well, no one stopped me.
True. I have no counter to that.
If you think that I have, I don't know, stolen this watch, though, you're sorely mistaken. These accents changed again.
You know, the hunter with the rapidly changing accent is correct.
It's all part of my disguise, see?
I mean, I'm assuming that at some point in this crowd, all ushering him over here, they got like a pretty good pat down of him. And we would know if he had the watch item on this point, right?
Yeah, someone pats him down and says to Hefty, "Doesn't seem like he's got anything on him except all of these weird protest buttons." And there's just like a whole clatter of these little like pin-on buttons that just say, "No kill, ? Not safe, !" And you see a couple that says, "Rabies, ? Not in my backyard." and like a bunch of other slogans like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would like to at least bring up, maybe not necessarily related to the watch, but it could be. And there has to be a purpose to this guy being here, right? There's no way he infiltrated just to get out and say that he did and brag to his buddies that he infiltrated, right?
Yeah, why were you here? Was it to help the person who does have the watch?
Ooh, why don't you both make an insight check when you ask that question, Hefty? Because his face suddenly goes stoic.
Insight is a D12 for me, and that's under the empathy D10. So, again, those dice.
I'm rolling as well.
Feel free, or you can roll an observation one, actually.
A 7 and a 3.
Okay, it's one success. He very clearly knows something about what you said.
Okay, I was about to say, well, obviously that's not going to work out because that's another 2d6s, but I got another 3 and a 6.
Oh, nice. Okay, so while Hefty focuses on the man here on the stage, you take a look at the crowd, and you can actually see that there are a couple of servers and staff members who begin like worriedly, like they just kind of, you see their eyes flicker around trying to like find each other.
Wait, there's people in the crowd who are looking at each other?
Yes. Yeah. So picture it like a lot of the crowd is focused on the man on stage. And then when Hefty asks that question, you see that some of the servers that are intermingling with the crowd, like some of the staff, start casting glances at each other.
Huh. Well, that's very suspicious, I'd say. In this kind of, there's nothing I would think would gather more attention than this event on stage. Unless there was a collaboration effort. I have a theory.
Yeah.
Perhaps this hunter, his method of infiltration had to do with the servers here.
Oh. They would have time before the event to put something in the catwalk.
Right. It's an inside job.
It always is.
So what became a Hefty's role?
It was a success, and I decided that he looks like he definitely was working with other people, so I say out loud,
Who are your collaborators? Let's find out. How do we find out? First off, I bet the security person who didn't find that you were here would be a staff member who's not doing their job very well, where you're concerned. So perhaps we should... Who is in charge of preventing people from getting in who were protesters?
Is there a specific position for that?
Yeah, the security person.
Okay, well, I guess the bouncer in the...
Yeah, the bouncer messed up.
So who's the bouncer? Is that Capri? No. That's
we would have
just a
seen
detective.
Capri earlier in that case.
Is this the jackalope head of staff?
So he is head of staff, but he would not be the one who's like he basically manages the entire staff here.
Hold on. The jackalope is the head of staff? I missed that part. He's definitely somebody we should talk to.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's the one that Capri's been talking to, and he, like, knew who Hefty was and brought you guys in, and yeah, so...
I thought he was just a random server that Capri pulled aside and also brushed my shoulders for some reason.
He's very handsy.
Yeah,
Maybe he
it's
was
okay.
planting evidence so that you would get... You know, maybe we shouldn't let people touch us. All right, anyway, so Jackalope head of staff, what is your name?
My name's Tommy.
Tommy. Who's in charge of security? They let a protester in.
Well, I think that would be Don. D-O-N, not D-A-W-N.
Can you point to Don?
And then Tracy, does Tommy point to one of the people who was given mad side-eye?
Yeah, so he actually does. Dawn is a big, burly half orc who is wearing still like some of the really nice server and like staff wear, but has just like a little badge on the front that just says Dawn Security.
I would like to approach Don, and I'm certain that he's at least twice my height, so just to make sure we can see at eye level, I climb up to a table within reach so I can look him straight in the eye. Like, hey Don, let's talk.
He just crosses his arms. Stonewall.
Okay, you seem like a tough guy. Well, I gotta tell, I'm a pretty tough guy myself. Criminal says what? This guy's good. Well, you know, I'll pat you down. I'm gonna pat you down, buddy.
The jackalope standing on the table says to the half-orc security head.
The half orc just looks down at you. You can try. So you will need to make a force check if you want to try and pat this guy down, because he's not going to make it easy for you.
Hey, he said I could do it.
You said you could try.
Close enough. So I've got a C in strength and a D in force, which has led to me rolling another 6 and 3.
Are you serious? Wow.
I was going to say something about this. So there's a game called Tiny Pirates where you roll 2 D6s. There's a bunch of these games, actually, where you roll a few D6s and a 6 on them is a success. And 2 dice is considered, like, not bad. 3 dice is, like, the highest to let you go because it's, like, basically guaranteed success. But, so it's not terrible to roll 2 D6s.
Yeah. I think it's more just the fact that it's been a 3 and a 6 every time is more
That
the
one's weird.
surprising part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and also the one time I rolled a D12 and a D8 was the one time that I failed.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So for probability calculations, 1/6 is 16.6 repeating percent. So 1 minus 1 divided by 6 is 83% chance of not getting a 6, right? But then when you have multiple dice, I think you multiply them together. Is that how you calculate probability? So it's 83%.
I believe so, because they're independent events. Well, independent of each other.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, this one is a D8 and a D6.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Oh, that's
okay.
a
So
little
then that would
different.
be 1 minus 1 divided by 6 times 1 minus 1 divided by 8. So then the probability, actually it's a 73% chance that you aren't getting a 6.
Well, wouldn't it also be 6, 7, 8 on a D8? Not just an 8?
It would be.
Yeah.
So it'd be 3 divided by 8. Yeah.
Statistics intermission.
52%. So here's 1 minus 1 divided by 6 times 1 minus 3 divided by 8 is a 52% chance of you not succeeding. So it's like flipping a coin.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good odds when you do the math.
Yeah, D&D tends to have like a 60 to 75% success rate for those things. Like if you think of a D20 and 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 usually succeed. So it's like 75% success rate.
Yeah, and then you're not even considering like all the modifiers that you would add on it too. So
And I'm considering my personal history because in the past, I feel like I have stacked up a number of events in which I have had all of the odds stacked in my favor and yet still managed to beat the odds and fail horribly.
All the statistics in the world can't convince us we're not unlucky.
Exactly.
All right. Well, yeah, when you have 2 D6s or a D6 and a D8, a D6 and a D8, you're just flipping a coin. It's 50-50, basically. It's 52%. And 2 D6s, it is still 80% failure. Yeah. All right. But let's keep going.
Okay. So
Statistics
you got,
interlude.
yes. Dun 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 dun. Okay, so you got 1 success on your force check. So despite his size and his uncooperativeness, Dawn
Who
does...
expects a jackalope to the face?
Yeah, exactly. It's just, instead of going, like, you don't know the technique for patting someone down, so you just like go straight for the chest, and you just like surprises, like, what the heck?
There's a Monty Python skit with a bunny.
Yeah, exactly.
Coming for your neck. This is Tracey.
And so, you just kind of like start at the chest and just like kind of like slide down and do all of the
I would like to crawl around over him like some sort of insect.
So
Seeing as how I am much smaller than him.
yeah, you actually do find in his pocket a little button, a little pin that says not no kill ? Not safe !
So that guy's just handing those out. Yeah, really should just come up with a more interesting slogan. But hey, I found something.
That's not mine.
What?
Oh,
I don't know
yeah?
how that got in there.
I've heard that plenty of times.
No, I swear. And Tommy just goes, Dawn, how could you? I thought that you actually cared about this. And Dawn's like, I do, man. You know I care about it. And yeah, Tommy just says, I can't even bear to look at you anymore. And he like storms away. And all the while Dawn's like, Tommy, no, you didn't find that. He says, turning to you, Tracey, is like, you planted that. Like, it's not mine.
Hey, trust me, I would not have kept a button like this.
And if it's not yours, then explain how a protester made it into this event despite you being in charge of security, Don.
Look, I had to go take a break, okay? Someone else covered for me. And Tommy said he'd got someone to cover for me, and I had to go to the bathroom and, call my family, make sure they're doing okay, because it's late at night and I was supposed to be home for dinner, but I got scheduled for this. But anyway, I came back and everything was fine. Like, I swear, I don't know how it got in there.
Well, I still say you are under suspicion, but I'd say that it's worth looking into who replaced you.
I mean, I don't know. You'd have to ask Tommy about that.
And Tommy is, to refresh my memory, the one who just walked out of the room.
Yes. Yep.
Where did he go? I thought all the exits were locked.
Well, he didn't he was able to take you guys to like a back room and backstage and stuff.
So there are other rooms besides the back room, or did he go to the back room?
One of the other staff members says, I mean, like, there are a lot of other back rooms around here. We use them for storage or to do some, make our way around the convention center without being seen. But I don't know. I mean, like, every place has that.
Capri, I think we have our suspect.
What?
Tommy, the jackalope head of staff, with the watch, has escaped or stashed it somewhere.
Well, the fact that he just walked out of the room as soon as he became suspicious is certainly, dare I say, suspicious.
Yeah.
That's not possible, though. He's been helping me set this all up.
Yeah, you'll get that, detective.
Oh, she is upset. But I do think that this is actually a good place to take a break. Joining us for this half of this Blade Runner game has been Hefty and Tracey.
Hey there, I'm Tracey, and if you enjoyed the episode, you could leave us a review on iTunes, and we'll read it on the air.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Today's mid-episode shout-out is, quote, "Special thanks to my sister, Amina, for always being there. With a listening ear and a caring heart. You make life brighter. I'll never admit You were right about Gabriel, though. LOL. Unless you hear it here. End quote. You can arrange for us to read your shoutout at firebreathingkittens.podcast.com. Did you know we have a paperback, ebook, hardcover, and audiobook adaptations of our adventures on Amazon and Audible? Is there an episode of Firebreathing Kittens that would make someone you know smile? Telling them about it would help us. Thank you.
Welcome back to the second half of this Fire Breathing Kittens episode. We're joined by Hefty and Tracey. And would one of you like to roll? Well, actually, both of you roll a d6. And whoever gets a 6 has the honor of giving us a quick recap.
A 1.
I had a 5.
Well, you're closest to 6, Tracey, so take it away.
Well, so be it. Okay. All right, so here's what happened, right? We got invited to this gala to protect animals from being killed by kill traps, and then this really cool watch got stolen while we were all lifting a grog to Hefty's really great song. We had to go investigate. A detective named Capri accused me of it. I didn't. We proved my innocence, I think, and then we went to a catwalk where I proved my innocence by finding a mechanical box. A Hefty fell off the catwalk and hit a hunter on the head and convinced the crowd to tie him up in a frothing frenzy. And it turns out that Dawn had a button that supported the hunter, and he said he didn't have it, but that the head of staff, Tommy, did. And Tommy is now suspicious because he put that guy on break, and now we gotta find him, probably.
That's right. It's, we're actually going to go into a chase and use the chase mechanics because Tommy has suspiciously absconded. So you guys find that one of the doors that Capri had locked is now unlocked and swinging ajar. So, the way a chase works is that there's a series of maneuvers in the rulebook that you can choose. So you choose your maneuver in secret, so the players and the GM. And then I, as the GM, will randomly generate an obstacle, and then we'll resolve how everybody's actions and maneuvers work out based on, like keeping in mind what the obstacle is, if that makes sense. Good.
I got it.
Okay, so we're starting at a distance of long, which is basically like you have a series of zones, how close you are to each other. So you two are like right next to each other, and Tommy is long, so he's got quite the head start on you, and I think that's like 3 zones ahead of you guys. So based on how the maneuvers resolve, you will get either closer or further from Tommy. Okay, you guys let me know when you choose your maneuvers, but not what the maneuvers are.
I have chosen.
I have 2.
I have also chosen. Okay, now I get to roll on the foot chase obstacles table. I get to roll the tastiest die. A D12. Looking at it now, it's like, actually, yeah, I can see that. It looks like a little truffle. Okay. You two reveal what your maneuvers are.
Pursue.
Pursue.
Okay. And Tommy's is to flee.
Makes sense.
Let's see. The obstacle that comes up. I want to read this word for word from the book and then adjust it for it. A throng of orange-robed chanting monks blocks the road. The prey must roll manipulation and to convince them to move. Success gives an advantage to any hide maneuver. A failed roll means that the prey's maneuver fails automatically. So I'm going to say that this is, instead of a group of orange-robed chanting monks, it's a bunch of service workers coming outside to try and they're waiting around for cleanup. So they're just waiting. And he has to get past them. So let's see. There's a lot of information. Sorry, guys. But okay, manipulation. That's going to be a D12 because he's pretty high in that. And a D10. I can't believe he didn't get any successes with a D12 and a D10. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, he rolled a 3 and a 4. So he is held up quite a bit. Since you guys are pursuing, why don't you go and roll that check associated with it?
Mobility. As a possum, I'm not super mobile. It's a D8, only because it's key for a city speaker. And then another D8 for my agility. It's just one step up from the worst it could be.
So I have an A in mobility and an A in agility, so I rolled 2 D12s and I actually got 2 11s.
Holy cow. That's 4 successes.
That's 4 ones, but 2 successes.
And I scraped by with 1. So both of us succeed. One of us a little bit more than the other.
Yeah.
Hey, I got rabbit blood in me.
That's pretty crazy. You are killing it today, Tracey.
Good job, Jackalope.
Okay. So for each success rolled, the distance to the other participant decreases by 1 range category. So you said you got 2 successes?
I got 2 11s.
2 11s. You got 4 successes. So you... Oh, this chase ended real fast. Well, there's the mechanics for chase, you guys.
We did them. With the jackalope.
Yeah, Hefty, you're kind of trailing behind. And Tracey, you just gun it. And you see Tommy just kind of held up by this crowd of service workers just milling around. They're like, oh, hey, you're Tommy, right? Like, are we ready for cleanup yet? Where are we supposed to go? Basically asking him logistical questions. And he's just like, not right now. Can you get out of my way? But like, you know, he's a small little jackalope. It's a little hard to get through when everyone's trying to get your attention. And Tracey, you immediately catch up to him. Now, the rules of a chase are if you become engaged, which is basically in the immediate vicinity of your prey, you immediately engage in hand-to-hand combat. If I'm reading the rules correctly, which I think I am.
Immediate hand-to-hand combat attack against prey.
Yeah, chase... Yeah, so immediate hand-to-hand combat attack against prey if range becomes engaged at end of round, which it is.
Can I use the full momentum of my speed to tackle into the ground?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Tracey Cavorte is a lot of things, but at the very least you could say he's not bad at running. I've run away from problems my whole life.
Oh my god.
Okay, so looking at combat. Okay, so I found in the rules where hand-to-hand combat is listed as an action, but I can't actually find how it works.
You roll close or hand-to-hand combat. So it's like for me it's a D. I can't get any worse at it. And you roll strength, and it's an opposed check, I believe. And the person who deals more successes deals their damage.
Thank you.
And if you both deal the same number of 6, both roll the same number of 6s, you both deal damage. And then if neither of you rolls any 6s, then neither of you deals damage. But I could be wrong. This is the first time we're playing this game.
Yeah. I mean, I'm willing to go with that. It sounds familiar. I just can't quite find it in my rule book.
In the rule book, it looks like it's called close combat.
Oh. So is there no difference
here we go.
between...
On page 83, hand-to-hand combat is if the range is engaged or less after both maneuvers are resolved, the pursuer may immediately make a hand-to-hand combat attack. parentheses, ramming attack for vehicles. This attack is a straight roll, not opposed, and the range stays at engaged. So you get a just free attack that they cannot. It's not a close combat. What is the thing on the hand-to-hand combat? Yeah, so just roll
like
your
a
hand-to-hand
skill,
combat
right?
skill and strength attribute. Yeah.
So if I'm looking at this rule book right, that would mean that there is actually a rule here for grappling in close combat. If you grapple your opponent as a special attack in close combat, both you and your opponent fall to the ground. The opponent drops any weapon they are holding and cannot move. The only action they can perform is attempt to break free.
That sounds great.
Is, an action that succeeds if the opponent wins an opposed hand-to-hand combat roll.
I mean, I think if you want to grapple unopposed rather than just do like an attack unopposed, I think that makes sense to me. I think that's what it's saying.
That's how I would define it.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to rule it, and we can always go back and see later if there's a better way to do it.
I think there's good feedback for Free League on this, that having close combat on page 68 be a different mechanic than hand-to-hand combat is confusing for people playing your game.
And then having it on like different pages too, it's because the language made me think that hand-to-hand and close combat is the same. It is different because they're they are different keywords, but
They've got on the skills page is hand-to-hand combat, and then like hand-to-hand combat is a skill, and if you want to read more about what that is, go to the close combat chapter.
Yeah, and then close combat on page 68 has grappling, and it's different, and then the thing that happens when you chase someone is different than close combat.
Yeah. Or maybe it's not, and anyway, some clarity would be great, publishers/author.
For the record, I do have a pretty good search bar I can use to look through the whole rule book at once. And the only mentions of hand-to-hand combat is as a skill, and then one that directly links to the close combat chapter.
Okay. So I might be overthinking it. But still stands, I will allow that hand-to-hand combat action to be a grapple if you succeed. Or get one success, I should say, because it's not contested.
Right. This is going to be 2 D8s, because strength is C and hand-to-hand combat is C.
We're a tiny possum and a jackalope chasing and like tackling opponents down. It's a good thing your target is a jackalope too.
Yeah, so it works. I got a 4 and a 7.
Okay, so a 7 is 1 success. So you just flying tackle Tommy, and you roll up against the legs of the crowd, and they just kind of like form this little circle around you guys. Hefty, you can get there, but because you were further behind than Tracey, it's going to take you like a little bit to get there. But so I'm going to say we're officially in combat now, although you said grapple, they can't do anything.
All they can do is try to break free. That's the only action they have.
Okay. Well, I think that still warrants initiative, probably.
I don't think I have any like hand-to-hand combat abilities. Like technically I have a D in it, which means I can roll it, but I think I'm just catching up, if that makes sense. So I'll just roll mobility to see if I can close the gap between us.
If you have a ranged weapon, you can use that at range too, as soon as you get within the zone, the appropriate zone.
Okay, that makes sense. So I will roll mobility until I get to short range, and then I can use my ukulele, which is a period 357. How's that pronounced? 357? Probably
think
not
so.
Point 357. Yeah.
No, I think it's a 357.
I have a 357 subcompact parentheses ukulele that I can use at short range. So I'll roll mobility until then. Mobility is a D8, and that's under the agility attribute, which is also a D8. So 2 and 3. I don't get any closer. Maybe I slip and slide and kind of like slam into a wall a little bit as I'm like trying to run at full speed. And possums don't do that.
No,
Especially not in the tutu.
My back foot catches on my tutu. I go end over end. I'm like, and then I just start walking slowly for next turn.
Okay, great. So we'll say that you're at medium range. You need to make one success on mobility to get to short range. And then Tracy, you and Tommy are engaged, so you're right next to each other. Let's go ahead and draw for initiative to get turn order between the three of you.
All right.
Should we all go in turn order? That way I'll do my mobility roll in my turn.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So for the listeners, there's 10 playing cards. Our GM is going to draw 3 of them for Tommy, Tommy the jackalope head of staff, Hefty, and Tracy.
Okay. So, oh boy. Okay, so Tommy got 7, Hefty got 9, and Tommy got 8. Or Tracy got 8, sorry.
What did Hefty get?
9. It's 7, 8, 9. Tommy, Tracy, Hefty.
Gotcha.
Okay. Well, since Tommy is first, I think he's definitely going to go for more hand-to-hand combat. So let's go over to close combat.
Yeah, so I was reading the opposed roll on page 57, which made sense to me that it would be an opposed roll, but it's not. It's actually the... so, like, opposed rolls are actually more for, like, stealth and observation than they are for close combat. Close combat is on page...
68 is where I'm at.
Page 68. So those are different rules. With opposed rolling, it's, again, the, like, more d6s. But with close combat, it looks like the winner of the opposed roll, even if it's the defender, hits the loser and inflicts damage equal to the weapon's base damage. If the opposed roll is a tie, no one is hit. So that's the big difference, is that in these other Free League games, when you have a tie, both people deal damage, like The Walking Dead, which I just did. Both people deal damage. But in this one, when it's a tie, no one deals damage. Only the attacker can push the roll even after the defender has rolled. Pushing, we haven't even done that yet. Let's push to use them again. Yeah. All right. So go ahead. Tommy is then going to be the attacker on this?
Yes.
Okay. The only action they can perform is an attempt to break free, which is a success if they win an opposed hand-to-hand combat roll.
Okay, so Tracy, you're going to be rolling for hand-to-hand as well.
Right.
Okay. I've got 2d8s that I'm going to roll. I got 1 7.
It's one success.
I got a 3 and an 8.
Oh, okay.
That's also one success.
Yeah.
So that means that they did not win, so therefore they do not break free.
Okay. So, okay, cool. So Tommy is currently struggling against you, Tracy. He's like on the ground. He's trying to get out from under you, and you're just pinning him.
Hefty, get here really soon.
Hefty, it is actually no, it is Tracy's turn, seeing as how you got the 8.
Oh, do I roll again?
It's now your turn. Yeah,
you can choose. You can like punch him or...
Oh, the only option I have is a grapple attack. This works as a normal unarmed attack, but your target counts as restrained and cannot defend themselves.
Oh, so it's uncontested.
Right, so I'm just gonna punch him in the face, I guess.
Okay.
How much damage do we do for unarmed attacks?
I've been trying to find that, actually. I'm assuming it's 1, unless you get a critical.
1 makes a lot of sense. My weapon deals 1 damage. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think 1 probably.
So do I roll for damage or at all? It says that it's uncontested. So do I just get damage for free?
Yeah, no, I guess so. Yeah.
Right? You just sock him in the gut.
Wow. Yeah, that's brutal.
Kind of brutal, but I guess if it works.
Okay. Actually, I think you should still roll because you could get a critical hit, which does change things.
Nice.
Okay.
They could die.
They could die.
In this game, the critical table is brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go. If your
like-
close combat opponent is restrained or unaware of you, they cannot defend themselves, and thus your attack is resolved using a straight skill roll, and you get advantage to your roll.
Advantage means you roll one extra of your lowest dice. So
Which
for
is
close
both
combat,
D8s.
yeah, it's the third D8.
Wow. So they just really want you to like get that critical hit, huh?
If you get 2 different dices with successes on them, we roll on the critical injury table, and it's possible that your sock 'em in the gut could kill them. Or like make them lose a limb.
You just somehow punch them into getting appendicitis.
Yeah. Oh
Okay,
no.
I rolled 3 D8s. I got a 6, a 5, and a 7.
That's
Okay.
2 dice. That's a critical.
It's a
We're
critical
rolling.
hit.
We're rolling.
This poor guy.
Hey, don't say poor guy yet. We
I
could
don't
be a
know.
criminal.
I'm super worried that he's actually going to die. That would be
I have 4 hit points. This person just took at least 2 damage because
At
there were
least
2 dice with
2.
success. So that means let's roll on the critical table. Oh, I'm curious. Did you just murder?
I hope not.
okay.
Rolling on the critical table. Let's pull that up.
I'm going to say critical injuries crushing. That's page 73 in the rule book.
Yes, that sounds right. So roll the D8 again, Tracy's player.
Oh, okay, good. I don't think you can actually kill them with a D8.
Oh, that's
Like
right.
the really bad ones are like 9, 10, 11, and 12.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, crushed skull, instant death. we're not getting there.
Broken neck, you cannot move at all.
Yikes.
Okay, I actually rolled a 1 with the D8.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good. Teeth knocked out.
That's
Tommy
way
now
better
has-
than some of these other ones.
Oh, yeah. No, Tommy now has disadvantage to manipulation rolls.
That makes sense. It's hard to convince someone to trust you as you bleed from the gums.
Yeah, good luck. Health insurance in this part of town's not good.
Oh, and it doesn't even cover teeth. Teeth aren't part of your body. They're not covered by health insurance.
Yeah, as far as the law is concerned, that is a separate living thing.
Yeah. Our dystopian real world just bled into our fantasy a little bit.
I know. Well, we are playing the Blade Runner ttrpg, so. Okay, so you just like, you punch out Tommy's 2 teeth and he takes 2 damage. I'm going to let you know, he's only got like 5 HP.
He has more than me.
Yeah, just a little bit though.
I'm 1 foot tall. He's 2 feet tall. Makes sense.
He was
Bigger
not born
hitbox.
with the greatest constitution. Let's put it
Still
that
better.
way.
Still better than a
Still
possum.
better than a possum. How much health do you have, Tracy? Remind me.
5.
Okay.
Makes sense, seeing as we're both jackalopes.
Yeah.
Okay. Tommy is looking at you with a burning rage through his broken teeth.
Hey, buddy, we could make this a lot easier if you just stop struggling. I don't have a lot of control over my fists. Like, they've got about as much power in them as my legs do.
He like spits his broken teeth and like gobs of blood right at you.
Ew.
Hefty, you are up.
I'm going to make that mobility roll to see if I can go from medium range to short. And I'm walking carefully this time. I'm not going to trip over my tutu.
Good.
It's a 2d8s. That was a 1, and that's a 5. I somehow messed this up.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks.
I have some feedback for the mechanics of it. How do I roleplay failing to get closer while slowly walking?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I see the punch, and I freeze.
Oh, there we go. Yes, instincts took over.
I am involuntarily frozen and unable to move. The downsides of being a possum.
Perfect flavor.
Are we still surrounded by servants?
Yeah.
They're
for
watching
sure.
this whole thing go down.
Yeah, it's like a jackalope fight ring. So it is Tommy's turn. It's going to be contested again because he's got to try and get out of the grapple. Yes. Okay. I got 1 6. What did you get?
2 7s.
Oh, bro, are you for real?
He's gonna die.
He's gonna die. He is.
I'm gonna try my best. Hefty needs to get over here fast. My only options when I'm grappling is to either punch this guy or let him go, and I'm not letting him go.
Maybe that's another consideration for the game creators. Maybe writing in just a little bit more freedom with the grapple options. If only you had a pair of handcuffs on you.
That would be good. Unfortunately, the only cop is, I think, even farther behind than Hefty at this moment.
Yeah. You could always use your Scotch tape bow tie.
There's an idea. Although I doubt that would hold. It's barely holding my suit together.
Exactly. Well, you are up, Tracy.
Okay, well, I guess I'm doing another grapple attack with advantage. Okay, this one might be better. I rolled a 3, an 8, and a 3.
Does an 8 count as a single success?
Single, it's 6,
Okay.
10. 6 is 1, 7 is 1, 8 is 1, 9 is 1, 10 is 2, 11
Yes.
is 2, 12 is 2.
Okay, great. So he is, it's a tie, so he's still grappled.
Okay.
That's brutal. Okay. You are up, Tracy. You're just hitting him, I guess.
Just hitting. Wait, am I rolling 3 dice for this?
Yeah.
Okay, I rolled a 6, a 2, and a 1.
Okay, so that's one more. Yeah.
Yep.
So he's down to 2 health.
From 5 down to 4, 3. Yep, down to 2. Yep.
Mm-hmm. He's looking pretty bad. He's got his eye is like swelling up now.
I gotta say, I've started to feel a little bad. This has been pretty one-sided so far.
Oh, just now you're starting to feel bad.
I mean, so far, I have literally just been, with a group of people watching me, I have tackled this man, pinned him down, punched him so hard his teeth came out. He just said nothing and just looked at me angrily. I punched him again.
Hard.
Okay, Hefty, you're up.
I'm still
just
at
so that
medium
everyone
range.
here knows,
Yes.
I am not the bad guy. I am
Yeah,
actually the hero in this
Tracy
situation.
definitely did not steal that watch, for sure.
I'm going to try something other than getting closer to the thing I can't get closer to because I'm physically frozen. So it makes sense to stop trying to physically move. Instead, I'm going to try to use my connections. Woo. The kitchen staff. They got this job to hear me perform. So that's why they're here. And no, that's a little conceited. Anyway, so
You can probably bet that there's like
kitchen workers with the hope that they would one day work at a place you performed at.
maybe you could do something like maybe bank on one of the people in the crowd being a fan of yours.
yeah. So I'm gonna get my ukulele out, and I'm gonna use the ukulele to role play this connections role, and I'm gonna ask a member in the crowd to break it up because I can't get there in time.
Okay. Yeah. I'd say a success for that would work.
The song that I have lined up next is A Drop of Nelson's Blood. The phrase Nelson's Blood refers to the rum used to preserve Lord Nelson's body after the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805. Sailors supposedly tapped that barrel. Barrels were used to transport corpses back in the day. Barrels full of whiskey. Otherwise, you start out in June and you reach, where you're going in your ship in August and you don't have a body left. You got a puddle. Anyway, so barrels were used to transport bodies and they tapped that barrel. But then you got a barrel full of whiskey around a bunch of sailors on a boat for months.
Oh,
Nothing
God.
else. So they tapped that barrel. They drank some of that rum, which became known as Nelson's Blood.
That's so gross.
Very interesting and vaguely relevant.
So
Me having this bleeding jackalope underneath me.
Tommy's blood.
yeah, so Drop of Tommy's blood wouldn't do us any harm. It's so morbid. A drop of Tommy's blood wouldn't do us any harm. A drop of Tommy's blood wouldn't do us any harm. And we'll all hang on behind. So we'll roll the old chariot along, and we'll roll the old chariot along, and we'll roll the old chariot along, and we'll all hang on behind. And I'm just hoping that they're moving towards and distracting you guys as they're like slowly pulling the bloody body away from Tracey. There's one more chorus. A little ukulele wouldn't do us any harm. Actual lyrics. A little ukulele wouldn't do us any harm. A little ukulele wouldn't do us any harm. And we'll all hang on behind. And hopefully that was a distraction that made, I don't know. Are you still wailing on him? Let's find out. This D12 in connections and D10 in empathy. It's a 10 and a 4, which is 2 successes.
Excellent. Also, I actually knew that song and had no idea what it was called until now.
They're so familiar. And then you look up like the actual, like, what does this song mean? And it's like horrifying.
Yeah.
The episode that I performed, Blow the Man Down, I got a fun story about that one.
You should go listen to that episode.
I haven't, it might be this one. We'll see how many songs I have to perform.
That's fair. But that is a successful connections roll. And so there are 2 people in the crowd who, as soon as you start playing, they look at you and they're like, oh, it's Hefty. It's Hefty. And they are inspired by your song to make sure the flow of Tommy's blood is staunch just enough. But they do intervene if you allow them to, Tracey.
Well, I would like to not accidentally kill him, so if they're going to keep him in one place, I'll let them.
Yeah, one of them each takes his arm and they like sit him up. Someone's coming in and like helping him like dab up the blood in his mouth and everything.
Yeah.
And
meanwhile, I like haphazardly wipe the back of my hand off on my tux.
Oh, dude. Oh, you just shouldn't give it back to the person you stole it from at this point.
No, I'll put it back. They won't notice. Like, what's a little blood stain? Just like hot water and vinegar.
This is why tuxes are black.
So true. You never know when you're going to get into a bloodthirsty duel. So they've got him restrained, sitting up, taking care of his wounds. But the entire time, like, you can see now he's just crying. Like, he's like angry crying. And he's just like, I hate you. I hate you, Tracey. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
That is, that's a lot of, there's a lot of grudge. I mean, I don't even think I did anything to you other than like just now.
Yeah, you've never done anything in your entire life, have you? Nothing but a failure and someone who disappoints everyone around him.
Okay, this is getting a little personal. Do I know you?
God, of course you don't. You wouldn't recognize your own little brother now, would you?
Oh.
Oh my gosh, you knocked out his teeth. You're about to kill him.
Oh yeah, that would have been a much darker turn to this adventure.
What?
Okay, I did know I had a younger brother, but how you doing, champ?
He like spits again at you and says, don't talk to me with that how are you, champ sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's a fair response, I guess.
Do you know how much mom and dad cried when you left? Huh? Do you?
Well, like a lot of stuff happened. I just...
Nah, nothing happened. They told me everything. You're just a greedy guy who can't be grateful for anything that he has. You're always needing more and leaving everyone else in the dust behind you. I hate you.
Hey, I mean, Look, you can't possibly hate me. I barely knew you. I'm pretty sure you were like a baby when I left.
Yeah, well, you think that not knowing a brother and having everyone talk about the kind of shame he brings can't bring you to hate someone?
I mean, I don't know. I think you're going through a lot, but I'm really sorry for beating you up. I usually don't do that to family. If I can help it.
You beat up Ma's heart.
Okay, well, that's a little dramatic. Like, Mom and Pop were doing just fine when I left.
Nah, it's all just a strong front for you. You broke their hearts, so I'm gonna break you. And then one of the people holding him reaches into his pocket. It's like, hey, what's this? And it's the pocket watch.
Whoa. Well, not to be that guy, but maybe I am a bit of a disappointment to Mom and Pa, but I don't see how following in my footsteps and being a thief is going to make things any better.
You don't get it, do you? I didn't do this for myself. I did this for revenge for the family. I'm framing you, you idiot.
Oh, well, I get that was a pretty good plan. I mean, yeah, I probably would have stolen that in most other circumstances. So nice job there, but also, this is a bit awkward. I don't know how to treat a younger brother, but I feel like I shouldn't have beaten you up for one thing. I didn't know. I just thought you were a jackalope. But yeah, I don't really find it in me to hate family. You can feel whatever way you want to feel about me, but for now we're gonna return this.
So he's got no choice, and at this point he's just like crying. And one of the people hands the watch over to you.
I want to go all Blade Runner on this and be like, are you really family, or is that an implanted memory? That's metagaming. That's metagaming. So
it's metagaming.
Keep going.
Well, I won't lie. There's a strong temptation in my mind to just slip this in my pocket and just pretend that nothing happened. But, I've got a cop who I think knows me a little too well for someone who has only ever chased my shadow. I'm pretty sure if I actually stole this, things would get a lot worse.
And so speaking of, Capri comes running up. She's panting. She's been trying to catch up. She says, "Well, did you get him? Because did you find the watch?"
Wait, did she pass me?
Oh, yes, she would have passed you first. Okay, so before she gets there, Capri goes to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to delay her. Yeah, because I want to give Tracey the choice, the time, the chance to know if he's going to cover for his brother or not. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But I'm going to trip the detective on the way there.
Okay. So I think I would say this is I don't know, actually. What would be a good one for tripping?
Roll a lump roll. How good of a lump are you?
I'm going to say stealth, because if she were to trip on you, it would be because she couldn't see you.
That makes sense. I'm going to roll a d6 for stealth and a d8 for agility. It was an 8 on the d8, so that's one success.
Oh, fantastic. So you just position yourself just so to intercept her, and she trips right over you. She tears your tutu a little bit, unfortunately. But she trips, and Tracey, you hear that, the pum, 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 as she hits the ground and scrapes a little bit. And you see that Capri is coming over, and you know that you have a choice to make. All
right. So when I hear the trip and I look over and I realize that Capri's coming, I'm going to look at Tommy for a sec. I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder. Tommy, look, get out of here, okay? I'm not going to bring up that we're related. I'm going to let you get out of here and say that you got away from me, I've got my own things that I've done, and I've tried my best not to let that ever come back on my family. But now I'm trying to do a little better. I'm trying to help people out where I can. Maybe not the best at it, but I'm getting better at being better. I don't want you to have to do what I do and always spend your time running away from other people. So go back to Ma and Pa. Tell them I'm sorry for whatever pain my running away has done to them. I'm hoping maybe one day I can feel better enough about myself that maybe I can come back and say hi to them again. Just get out of here. You can hate me as much as you want, but just get out of here.
So Tommy looks up at you, still anger in his eyes, but there's something else too. And after a moment, he almost a little too aggressively shoves off your hand from his shoulder, picks himself up, and runs. And at that moment, after he breaks through the crowd, Capri shows up. She pushes her way through and says to you, Tracey, "Oh, sorry. I think I just tripped over Hefty."
My tutu.
I pretend to make a really big deal out of it to get Capri's attention.
Mm-hmm. I'm so sorry. I can get that fixed. And then she turns to you, Tracey, and says, "So, did you get him?"
I did for a bit. But as soon as I managed to... I did for a bit, but as soon as I got this watch off of him, he managed to tear off of me. And I hand the watch back to her.
You're actually giving this back?
Yeah. It's starting to occur to me that maybe I haven't been trying hard enough to do better. There's more people this reflects on than just me. So, yeah, take it back.
Well, she takes it and wraps it in a little leather bag, she puts it in a little leather bag. And she looks at you with an appraising look in her eye. She says, "I've been chasing you for a long while, Tracey Cavorti, and I think I kind of let that get to my head a little bit. And I never want to be that kind of person that lets my own feelings get in the way of logic and the law. So, as much as I want to blame you still, I'll go ahead and take this back and say that you were innocent and played a good part in the recovery of this item. So thank you."
I appreciate it, Detective.
And she holds out a hand to shake your hand.
I make sure there's no blood. I use the hand that has no blood on it.
She has to switch her hand.
Oh gosh.
And she says, I think if you guys want to come on back, I think the organizers and the crowd would really love to give you all a round of applause.
Well, are you okay, Hefty? You got the dust off your tutu?
Yeah. I pat myself off and stand up, having resumed movement.
I'm really glad we didn't pat those people down earlier. They would have put them in a foul mood and ended the party. Instead, they're ready to bid on this watch.
Yeah, things have worked out for the most part. Yeah, bloodstains will be hard to get out, but that's somebody else's concern.
Sorry? Someone else's?
Nothing.
So you guys head on back to the convention center. Everyone greets you with cheers and applause as Capri holds up the Casa Nova Scotia watch. And it gets so many more bids than it probably would have had all of this not occurred. So there is, they reached their stretch goal, so to speak, and they got enough money to also fund a small limited edition line of little possum plushies with pink tutus that sing some of Hefty's jingles. And they're selling it specifically to also try and raise more money and awareness to not have kill traps used anymore. And a little later on, after things have settled down, you guys have returned back to Nikomoy. Tracey, you get a letter in the mail. It arrives at the guild hall because you don't have a permanent address.
Yes.
But it's a letter from your family, just asking how you're doing and hoping that you're doing well.
I should probably write back.
Well, with that, I think we're ready to close our adventure for today. Joining us was Hefty.
Hefty wakes up from a dream, sweating, thinking about how she saw a glitter in Tommy's pocket. Had Tommy handed Tracey a replica and then made off with the real thing? Dun dun dun!
Who knows? And
We
Tracey.
didn't check.
No, you didn't. You trusted your friend.
This has been a kind of caught off guard with the kind of emotional moment I had near the end there, but I'm feeling pretty good all in all.
Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye-bye.